All right, folks, welcome back once again. You got the Dragon here with Dragon Worx, and I'm just wrapping up this 2007 Suzuki Bandit 1250. Basically just did some required maintenance on it, changed all the fluids, brake pads front and back, did a valve check on it, and I also did a new chain and sprockets front and back. And if I didn't mention it, did brake pads front and back. And that's about it. She's wrapped up now. I do need to take it for a little test drive, test ride. Sorry, I hate when people say drive a motorcycle. Here, I just said it. But anyway, I do want to take it for a little test ride, check it out. The customer was complaining of a little bit of a bobble on the front tire, a bobble or a wobble, whichever you like. But one thing I did notice, I don't know if this is from years past. For those who don't know, these are the weights that balance the wheel. On a motorcycle, they just stick on with double-sided tape. And this bike does have 44,000 miles on it, so I would imagine along the line it's had several front tires on it, so it's been balanced a lot of times. But all over this rim, I see the remnants of the sticky stuff from other weights. Look at all this here. So I'm not sure if they fell off or if that's just old. It's on both sides like that. Unfortunately, at this present time, I do not install tires or balance them or anything. I don't have the equipment for that right now. I do it on dirt bikes and old bikes that aren't going to go highway speed, because they don't really have to be balanced if you're not going that fast. But in this case, this bike's capable of 150 miles an hour. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna try to balance that tire or anything like that. But we can take the tire off, take it to a shop, or he can ride into a shop somewhere and have him do it. But anyway, I'm going to test ride it just to make sure, because by this time I'm well aware what an unbalanced tire feels like. I've rode so many of them. But anyway, I got this little clamp on here to hold the clutch in so I can start it one-handed. For those who have been following along, it's not real riveting or anything, but I just thought I'd fire it up. Sometimes people say, oh, you talked the whole time and never started it. So it's a pretty quiet bike for the amount of power it's got, but it's got this big old can, I call it, that muffler. That's actually looks like the muffler that come on my VFR, but I took that thing off. But that thing is huge. Look at the size of that thing. So that's what keeps it quiet. Without it, it would be really, really loud. It's very responsive. I won't crack it too much. It's still cold, but watch out a little bit. I mean, this thing is wicked. These 1250s have an awful lot of power. But anyway, let's see, here's your mileage, 44,247. It's not 4:30, it's actually like 7:30 in the morning. But anyway, yeah, I need to test ride it a little bit, and then I can double check everything, make sure there's no leaks. Also, when I install a new chain, I keep them tight. That way, because they always stretch a little when you first put them on. Not really the metal, but just all the joints and everything. Once you put a little power on, they stretch a little. So I install them a little snug. Then usually when you ride it a little bit, then it becomes a proper adjustment. But always come back and recheck it. I may have to loosen it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Every chain seems to be different, but a lot of times that's it. Just put a little snug, ride it 50, 100 miles or something, and then it's usually right in adjustment. Most people, they'll put a brand new chain on and they'll adjust it accordingly to the manufacturer, and then after you ride it, it gets loose, and then immediately it starts wearing the sprocket and chains out again, just like the problem we had. This chain, my suspicion is whoever installed the last chain and sprocket set did exactly that. They installed it and then left the chain adjusted as a used chain, And then the guy just wrote it and wrote it and wrote it, and nobody ever rechecked it. And it got so loose it wore the sprockets right out. So I have a little different system there that ensures the proper operation of the chain and sprockets. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to see if I can get a ride in today. It's really, really warm, but it's already been raining this morning, and they're calling for thunderstorms off and on today. So I hope I get a ride in before the day's out, and then I can get this bike back to the customer, and I can get on to all the other stuff I got piling up here, because I got a bunch of parts in, tons of parts over there finally. Usually I'm sitting here waiting on parts. Now I got parts sitting here waiting on me, so I got to get busy. And if you've been waiting for me to get to you, just please be patient, because I'm one guy doing all this. And like this week, I had a car in here that needed way more than we thought and ended up backing me up a couple days. So I'm already booked out a couple weeks. So it only takes one thing like that to really throw the schedule off. But hang in there with me. I'll get you taken care of. And that's enough rambling on. 2007 Suzuki Bandit 1250S. Dragon says, thanks for watching, and peace out.